The next few months after Kori's death, Yuki had spent almost all of her spare time honing her skills with her Nichiren blades. She trained day in and day out, barely taking breaks. Kyojuro had to make sure Yuki would take breaks and eat as needed, bringing her food and water when he could. Shinobu and Giyu would also make sure she was getting the proper rest and care she needed. Shinobu would always patch up any injuries Yuki sustained before she would go off and train some more. Giyu would help her train, giving her pointers when needed, which helped her get more confident in her skills, as well as physically stronger. Kyojuro would train with Yuki most of the time, but occasionally Tengen would stop by to give Yuki pointers. He and Denosuke were the only two demon slayers besides herself who used two blades, but Tengen only had one hand now, so he couldn't physically show her techniques. Even if he couldn't show, he could tell, and it helped Yuki improve. Many things had happened over those few months within the Demon Slayer Corps. Tengen had officially retired as a Hashira and had been spending more time with his 3 wives. He would come by the Butterfly Mansion every once in a while, but his family was taking priority. Muichiro and Mitsuri both had intense fights at the Swordsmith Village, even unlocking their Demon Slayer marks. Shinobu had also been very hard at work, working alongside a demon named Tamayo who had been working against Kibutsuji for centuries. Apparently with the help of Tanjiro, they had been collecting the blood of demon moons to try and create a serum to change Nezuko and Yuki back into humans. Everyone was working hard, including Tanjiro and his friends. They all knew that their final confrontation with Kibutsuji would come. But how soon? No one knew when the inevitable was coming, and it kept everyone on edge, even the Hashira. What was even stranger about these times was that no reports of demon moons had happened the entire time. Only lower-ranking demons were getting reported, and the Hashira had no need to interfere with the work of the lower-ranking slayers, since these demons weren't strong. They didn't know if this was part of Kibutsuji's plan, but it gave them time to get stronger, even if it meant that the demon moons were also getting stronger. The days passed at an alarmingly fast rate, yet also painfully slow all at the same time. Each day that passed on meant their final battle was only drawing closer, which made the days tick by fast. However, not knowing when this final battle would be made it agonizingly slow. Yuki and Shinobu had been outside in the courtyard training together when a crow landed on Shinobu's shoulder. She listened carefully to the crow's message, and Yuki could see the color drain from Shinobu's face as it contorted into a look of fear. She looked at Yuki, and the 2 words she said sent chills down her spine. "It's time." Yuki went pale as well as she heard Shinobu utter those words, feeling her body go rigid. "Kibutsuji... is he at Master's mansion?" "Yes," she muttered, looking back at the Butterfly Mansion before sighing. "Call all of the available Slayers and Hashira you can find. I need to go to the medbay, not only to get Kanao, but also to get the medicines for you. Meet me back here in 5 minutes." "Got it. I'll be back here in 5 minutes. This is going to end, and end tonight." The both of them quickly ran inside the mansion, running in opposite directions. Shinobu ran in the direction of the medbay, grabbing many different medicines and syringes, calling for all Slayers to head to the courtyard as she passed. Yuki ran the opposite way, ordering all the Slayers she saw to the courtyard as well. Many Hashira and Slayers ran out past her, and she was running out of time. She was just about to head back into the courtyard, but heard her name getting called. "Yuki, are you alright?" Yuki sighs, turning to see Kyojuro standing there, his face filled with worry. "No, not really. I'm terrified. All of us are going to be charging head-on to Kibutsuji, possibly to our deaths." "I know, but even if that's the case, even if we lose our friends or each other, this is our chance to finally end Kibutsuji's reign of terror." "I know. I'll finally be able to avenge my family." Kyojuro nods before gently placing a hand on her shoulder. Yuki, will you promise me something? What is it, love? Promise me that if you live and I do not, promise me that you will still live your life to the fullest. Live a happy life, even if I am not there to be a part of it. Yuki was surprised by what he asked of her, but she couldn't help but admire him for still wanting her to be happy even without him. She lightly smiled, looking into his eyes as she gently placed a hand on his face. I promise, Kyo, but promise me that you'll do the same. He smiled back at her, his gaze full of tenderness and love. I promise, Yuki. He gently pulled her into a warm and gentle kiss, wanting that small act of intimacy to show how much he cared for her. After a moment, he pulled away, looking back into Yuki's eyes. Now, we should head outside. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting. She nodded again, pulling away from Kyojuro's hold before taking a deep breath to calm her nerves. Kyojuro gave her a reassuring smile before Yuki turned to go into the courtyard. She pushed through the door, seeing all of the Hashira standing outside, as well as Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, Genya, and Kanao. Yuki looked at everyone before speaking in a confident tone. Everyone, what we are about to do is going to be dangerous, but this is our chance to end Kibutsuji's reign. I know a lot of us might be scared, but this is our only chance. We either face Kibutsuji now or never. Now, listen up. I'm going to split us all into 3 groups. In group 1 will be myself, Shinobu, Giyu, Kanao, and Tanjiro. Group 2 will be led by Sanemi, containing Gyome, Muichiro, Genya, and Zenitsu. Finally, Group 3, which will be led by Kyojuro, will contain Iguro, Mitsuri, and Inosuke. Does everyone understand who you will be traveling with? Everyone nods their head, but Tanjiro raises his hand to ask, is there a specific formation we are going to be traveling in? Yes. Group 3 is going to be going in from the center since your group is smaller than the other 2. Group 2 will be going in from the right, while Group 1 will be going in from the left. Does everyone understand? Everyone nods their heads this time, and Yuki nods as well, before giving the command for them all to head out. Everyone started together, before splitting off into their designated groups. As they all ran, Shinobu called out to Yuki. Hey, I think you're gonna need these, Yuki. Shinobu then quickly tossed 4 vials to Yuki. Yuki recognized the purple liquid in 3 of the vials, knowing it was her medicine she had been taking for nearly 2 years. The other one, though, was glowing an eerie blue. What's the blue one, Shinobu? She called out, hoping she would get an answer. It's a medicine that will turn you back to a human. You can use it whenever, but if you think you'll need your powers, save it for after the fight. Yuki was surprised by its contents, but nodded as she looked forward once more. Got it! Thanks, Shinobu! Shinobu nods back, picking up her pace. The rest of the Demon Slayers quickly followed Shinobu, and they could all see Master Ubuyashiki's mansion in the distance. They were about to reach the mansion, having a small glimmer of hope to save their master, but that hope was quickly extinguished when they saw the mansion explode right before their eyes. They shielded themselves from the burning debris that was raining down from the sky, watching as the surrounding trees began to catch fire. Yuki and Shinobu shared a worried glance before Shinobu yelled to everyone, Everyone, rush inside, now! Come on, we need to look for survivors! Yuki added, quickly rushing into the burning remains of the mansion. The rest of the Slayers quickly ran inside, soon seeing Kibutsuji standing over the body of the master and his wife amidst the burning rubble. He looked to all of the Slayers who were now inside, but his gaze landed directly on Yuki and Tanjiro. So, you really did travel all this way. It really is a shame that you think you can defeat me. Say what you want, but I won't allow you to live after what you did to my family. Your reign of terror ends tonight, whether by one of us taking your head or fighting until the sun rises and you burn away to ash, Yuki said, aiming one of her blades at Kibutsuji's throat. Kibutsuji gave Yuki a wicked grin, quickly grabbing her by the throat and lifting her into the air. Those are bold words coming from someone who's been bested by 2 of my upper moons. You can try all you want to take my head, but you'll have to face my underlings first. Kibutsuji threw her to the ground before snapping his fingers, making many portals open up beneath of their feet. Everyone fell into these portals, falling into the depths of the Infinity Castle. When they all landed, who knew which demon mood they would be facing? Let's just hope it isn't Doma again.